Hi, this is how to get started using Storybook Creator Plus 3.0. I'm Madeline Brownell, an instructor on the Get It Done team. After you install both of your Storybook Creator Plus 3.0 CDs, you will be on the welcome page similar to this. I wanted to first show you that in the upper right hand corner is this user guide question mark. If you click on that, on the welcome page, you can go into your help contents, user guide, tutorials, and so forth. That question mark is available to you at all times in Storybook for helps at your fingertips. I also wanted to show you that once you install your two CDs, if you go into what's called Manage My Content, you will see a list of pre-designed pages that came with your software, including some free ones, and usually those that are viewing this webinar have the Delight and the Discover pre-designed pages and matching power palette, and you will understand what those mean here momentarily. The first thing I wanted to show you was that you will once in a while need to check for software updates, and sometimes it will prompt you for this as well, and you can step through that process. And then another thing is that Kathy Furzlaff, in her How to Use Our Websites webinar, she'll show you how to get more free downloads from our websites. Let's go and make a storybook. So we're going to go and create a new project, and this is where you will choose your size. I always recommend that you do an actual storybook, because within a storybook you can print an actual hardcover or softcover book, and you can do individual page prints from within the storybook. You can print pages 2 or 20 or all of them as individual page prints as well. And I'll show you how to do that momentarily. So I have selected the Storybook 12 by 12 hardcover, and here's all of the themes that you've either purchased or came with your software or downloaded for free. The one that will be on many of yours will be what's called Discover, and I'm going to go to a book that I've already created using the Discover. It builds you 20 pages, and the beauty of a storybook view is when you're on a double page spread like this and you go into view, it will show you, you can choose 2 pages and then you can see a double page view. If you choose page prints instead, you can only see 1 page at a time. So that's why I recommend always choosing a storybook, because Kathy Owens in her How to Print webinar will teach you how you can print individual pages from within a storybook. All right, so the first thing that happens is it builds you 20 pages, and then you can go right to your photos and start to make your album. Michelle Kingsford in How to Get Organized webinar will teach you how to go from Memory Manager or other files on your computer into Storybook with your photos so that you can get started right away. So let's pretend that when we move over to page 2, that we want a different look. We don't want to stay within the Discover theme that we initially chose. To do that, you go up here to your home ribbon and you go to change this page, and it will change the page that you're currently on. You can choose from a single photo all the way down to a collage page and change this page out, or when you go to default book, it will show you how the graphic designers designed to have 2 pages together. So all of our templates will have this default book, and you can see how the designers designed it to go together. So that's changing the page within the same theme. You can also change the page and get a whole different theme. So we can go to our drop-down menu, and let's say that you wanted a school page. So we could click on elementary school page, and again we could go to a 3-photo page, for example, choose this one and say change the template, and then just remember that any paper, amounts of photos, embellishments, all of that can be changed because you're using Storybook Creator Plus 3.0, which allows you to move your photos around, add more photos, and change the paper out. Now, if you want to change the paper out, that's where you go into your content. And for example, you are going to have a matching power palette for the Discover. So we could go to the Discover Power Palette, and we could make this background a completely different piece of paper within that Power Palette, or we could go to Delight or whatever we wanted to do. So that would be papers, embellishments. We could come and add an embellishment on here, but not within the photo box. And you can make your own pages or use the pre-designed ones. The pre-designed pages, again, are up here under Change This Page, or if you add a page, it will add it at the bottom. You can either add a blank page and design your own from the content over here, or you can choose from your menu here or from the drop-down and get a different theme. Now within the book itself, if you add a page, it will add it on the end, and then you can move the page anywhere within the pages that you need to. But let's say that you're here on page 10 and you want to insert a page. Well, that way you just click on Insert a Page, and right there you can, again, add a blank page and design your own. Choose one from the Discover Power Palette, which was the template we chose, or go to a completely different theme and pull one in from there. Now, another book that I want to show you, another project, is what's called a 4x6 card file. I found that most people like to start with a little file because it's easy to make an invitation, an announcement, or a favor. So I'm going to click on this album in the upper left-hand corner and open up my card file. We have you can have three projects going on at the same time in Storybook. So I'm going to go over here to 4x6 Landscape. In this card file, I now have hundreds of projects in here, like 261. So anything that you need a 4x6 card file, just because that's a standard size, you can come in here and add a page. So let's learn how to make this file. So back at your welcome page, you would create a new project, and this time you would come down here and you would come under Local Printer and choose the 4x6 Landscape. Before I do that, I just wanted to mention we've got card files and calendars and photo panels, and we'll be talking about all of those in future webinars. You would choose the 4x6 Landscape. You would choose blank. You would, we don't have any photos to use right now. And you would go ahead and type in 4x6 Landscape. And then you would create that file. You would then be on a blank page that you can use a pre-designed page because it pulls in sizes from 11x8 or 7x5s, or you can go over to your content and you can build your own card or announcement or favor or email, whatever you want to do. Now, back over to our storybook. After a couple things with your storybook, when you're in your photos, it is always showing you all photos. If you only want to see the photos that you have left to use, you click this down arrow and say Photos Not Used, and then it will show you only those photos left that you have to scrapbook. Another thing is to order the book. It's under here, and we will, in one of our future webinars, show you how to make your cover and including your spine, and explain how to upload the book to the Digital Center. And again, Kathy Owens in her How to Print webinar will show you how to do individual page prints. All right, I wanted to thank you for joining me today for this fast introduction on how to get started using Storybook Creator Plus 3.0. And just as a review, if you want a pre-designed page, that is under Add a Page or Change a Page, or over here with your pages, a right-click and Insert a Page. If you want to build your own pages, that's under Content and using your embellishments and papers over there. Thank you very much, and we will talk to you soon.